Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
And I'm Andre, also known as Meddler. Today is February 9th, and we're back for the second dev update of 2026. To kick things off, we wanted to talk a little about how some of the gameplay changes from January have landed. Game pacing has been a frequent topic we've seen that has some pretty polarized opinions. By design, there is a bit less downtime in the game. Overall game durations, though, are about the same as last year, due in part to some reductions in how much early leads can be snowballed.
Phalites have been doing a good job of setting up safer side lanes for effective split pushing, which has improved top lane agency. But we're still not sure about other aspects, like how much it lights up the jungle, so we made some initial adjustments in 26.3. That said, it has given us some tuning levers to enable balance of split pushing versus objectives at various points in the game, so we're going to be keeping an eye on them moving forward.
And as for role quests, we've seen a clear consensus that they add some depth and additional fantasy to each role. Additionally, we've seen more satisfaction in roles that historically have kind of struggled at turning winning lanes into winning games, like ADC and top in particular. Moving forwards, we're going to be keeping an eye on those roles, as we're seeing quite a bit of later game power coming from them right now.
We've also been keeping an eye on the items that made a comeback at the start of the season. We're seeing high adoption rate from the champions who historically built these items, like Gunblade on Akali or Stormrazor on Aphelios and Jhin. We're happy to see them hit the mark so far with their core players. If there are any items you'd like to see return, please let us know. We might bring a couple more back at some point.
Except DFG. We're not doing DFG.
Oh, he said it.
Okay. Moving on to Ranked, we wanted to talk about some of the under-the-hood changes we made this year and how those have panned out. We've seen more of you start and stay consistent with your climbs than in previous seasons. Average time to get into game is down substantially, about 30% on average, which is great to see, with lobby dodges dropping from 19% of lobbies to just 4%, a major contributor.
On the MMR distribution side of things, we made some adjustments to address a range of cases where the ranked system wasn't doing a good job of identifying and distinguishing between different skill levels. For example, we've historically had an outsized population in Iron, around 14% of players globally, consisting of mostly seasoned veterans, and we want Iron to be a place for truly new players rather than a home for people long term. So we chose to adjust the MMR to rank correlation to get more experienced players out of Iron and keep Iron a true home for new players.
Now, even that adjustment might still not be enough to really distinguish between different skill levels, and we might someday even need an entirely new rank below Iron. We also identified actually similar issues towards the top of the ladder. The skill differential between a player in Diamond 4 and Diamond 1 was roughly the equivalent of the difference between, say, Bronze 4 and High Silver. We don't want too large a difference in how people understand the game between the top and bottom of each rank, so we concluded that we needed to spread that player base over a wider range of ranks. That meant widening the MMR range for Master, which makes the LP requirement for Grandmaster and Challenger higher, even though there's the same number of players in each of those tiers. Now, this also means that players who were historically towing the line of Diamond 1 and Master have likely been moved into Master this season.
A potential follow-up is that we might now also need additional tiers or divisions at the Apex tiers, given just how substantial the difference between a 0 LP Masters player and a 900 LP Masters player is. We see these sorts of changes to rank distributions as a natural part of League being a long-lived game. When we first built the ranked system in 2010, we saw a much smaller gap in everyone across all ranks. As players have gotten significantly better at League, we've made adjustment to the system over the years to better reflect the ever more varied range of skill levels, and we'll want to continue to do that moving forwards where we need to.
Overall, the redistribution this year is looking generally healthy so far. We fixed a few early issues, including a bug that allowed some people to move through Apex ranks faster than intended, and another issue where in some cases high-ranked duos were being treated a bit too favorably. Coming up next, possibly even live around the time this video goes out, we have some further improvements to how we reliably match auto-filled players against other auto-filled players in the same role, plus some additional improvements to secondary role parity across the teams. Now though, we're going to hand things over to a familiar face, and a new one, to talk a bit about Shyvana.
Hello current and future Shyvana mains. I'm Ed, the product manager on Shyvana's update.
Good to see you, Ed. I'm still Pabro, and we're here to talk to you about Shyvana and how we approached her update, which is coming next patch.
When we announce a champion update, it can be both a super exciting moment for mains, but it can also cause a little apprehension. Sometimes we've taken bigger swings that didn't really resonate with those mains. And when we started on Shyvana, we really wanted to hit with those of you who love her. So throughout the process, we brought a wide variety of her mains out to our office in LA to give us feedback on her gameplay, her art, and everything in between.
Shyvana's Q was something that her mains really wanted to preserve. Before her update, it was one of her main ways to stack Fury, and its double hit is a great way to clear wards quickly. In her updated design, it will still provide an attack reset, and it now has recasts that quicken when attacking, so she can still clear wards and apply on-hit effects with ease.
Additionally, it applies AoE damage for healthy clears, which is another part of her kit that we really wanted to carry over based on feedback. Another area that we wanted to not only carry over, but improve based on that feedback was her passive.
During the playtest, we had our passive grant bonus armor and magic resist based off the number of large minions and monsters Shyvana kills, rather than just dragons. That was something everyone liked, but they wanted to see it applied to more parts of her kit, so now it also amps her W shield and grants more health in dragon form.
Beyond specifics for gameplay though, something we heard from a lot of her mains, fan artists, and other creators is that they really wanted her to feel like an epic dragon. And so we did.
Shyvana's dragon form will actually be a dragon now, and when she attacks in dragon form, not only will her abilities change, but she will use her wings and her claws and her fangs to fight her enemies. And finally, Shyvana's dragon form and her dragon form ability size now increase with the rank of her ultimate.
We still want Shyvana to find success whether building as an AD or AP bruiser. That said, we know a few of you really love to play magic artillery mage Shyvana, so we made sure to keep that playstyle intact, just not as our most optimal build path. We can't wait for all of you to get a chance to play Shyvana when she hits the Rift in patch 26.6.
Let's talk about her skins. All of Shyvana's skins will be available, including her vaulted skin, and we're bringing back a special leg day bundle. If you know, you know.
And for all the Shyvana mains out there who gave us feedback, really thank you for being part of this process with us.
All right, that's it for now. Thank you, Ed. Andre's coming back.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, we wanted to give you an update on ARAM Mayhem. The update we mentioned in January is live now, and we wanted to address the outpouring of love and support for the mode, which has been incredible. You've all shown us how much you love it by playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. We're going to keep working on Mayhem to add more of the things you've shown us that you love. Controlled chaos and fun. And as always, we'll iterate and adjust if something ends up drowning that out, like a bit of recent augment balance has.
We're going to be keeping Mayhem on for a while longer. We don't have a specific end date in mind yet, but we'll be keeping an eye on how long y'all want to keep playing it and how we can support the mode going forward. We'll also be back to talk more about Mayhem plans in a future dev update. But for now, be sure to check out the recent update and let us know what you think. And finally, we want to address some common questions from the internet. So you ready, Andre?
Always.
Okay. When is WASD coming to Ranked?
WASD will come to Ranked when it is ready. We don't have an exact timeline yet. We want to make sure we've got a few more features in, addressed a couple of outstanding balance issues, and then we should be good to go in the coming months. Can you bring Twisted Treeline back?
Not working on this right now, but I'll be real, we'd like to someday. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as just flipping on a switch, as some things need to be entirely rebuilt in the League engine nowadays, but it is something we are excited and nostalgic for, so maybe. Where is True Skill 2?
So we kind of may have counted our chickens before they hatched on True Skill 2. We're still evaluating whether or not it's the right tool for League. In some respects, it's performing really well. In other respects, we might be better served by making further improvements to our existing custom matchmaking system. We'll keep you posted. Why don't we add more bans to League?
We don't think League is better if everyone's favorite champion is banned, because realistically, the most popular champions tend to be the ones who are banned the most. Banning is about giving everyone a chance to exclude whatever they least want to play against, or with in some cases, so...
You get one bullet.
There you
Use
go.
it wisely.
He said it. Is there a new champion coming for Season 1?
No, we're not going to be doing a new champion in Season 1 of this year. We're focusing instead right now on the large update to League, the one we'll talk more about after MSI. We will, however, have a new champion coming out in Season 2, who relates to the thematics of both Season 1 and Season 2. Paul, are we going to kill more champions in the lore? Who dies next?
The answer is maybe. I don't know. It could be potentially who I'm losing my next ranked game to. I don't know. But seriously though, we think there is some tension and a lot of value and immersion to the experience when we do that, but we don't want to kill champions lightly. Some champions are dead, some are gone and not coming back, and some may return in the future. So the answer is and always will be maybe. Are you making more improvements to inting, griefing, or bots?
Yes, we are. We've always got ongoing work going on in the space. We think it's one of the most important things to make League a better experience. And we've got a large ban wave coming up to about 1 million botted or illegally transferred accounts that have been played in the past year. We'll let you know more as time goes on. Will this year have a year-long narrative?
Every year is going to be different. There will be some connection between seasons 1 and 2 this year, but not so much as last year. Season 3 will be more standalone, and you're going to see why it's going to make sense later in the year.
Okay, Paul, and a critical question for you. Can Shyvana lay eggs?
I don't know, and I don't think we're doing this, so let's move on. Thank you very much.
Okay, that just killed it. No more questions. Probably not going to do this segment again. It's always Shyvana eggs. That pretty much wraps up everything for us today. Thanks so much for watching, and please make sure to tune in for First Stand when games start on March 16th.
Wait.
And
Wait. I got one more thing, Andre. I got one more thing. I want to take us all down memory lane.
okay, or you, Paul.
Okay, thank you. I want to take a moment to turn the camera on you, players. You. Some of you may have remembered when we used to have a little show called Summoner Showcase. Well, it's not coming back. But we do want to use our dev updates as a way to highlight some of the cool stuff that you are all doing in the community. Whether it's things you were making, cosplays, cool plays in game, or embarrassing ones, a little something League going in your life. So we want you to send us your greatest hits, and we're going to try our best to include them moving forward. So until then, here are a few things that caught our attention.
For now, though, thanks so much for watching. Let us know what you think of today's updates, and we'll see you on the Rift.
Bye.
Demasiado. ¿Puedes matar a alguien, es real, por Dios?
¡Uy, va!